What is up, guys? Well, oh my gosh, this is such a weird angle. Welcome back to another video. In this video we are going to do another grease pencil tutorial. I'm going to do it more live. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so here we are in the new document. This animation that we're making, we want to send to all of our friends to, really let them know that we appreciate them. So I always want to turn off the strength because I think it's garbage, and the radius, just to keep it really simple. What we're going to do is turn on a mirror modifier, draw straight across. And what we want to do is save this really quick. We're going to come over here to the stroke. We're going to turn on a stabilizer. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So we're going to start with a circle and slowly drag it right here. The thing with the mirror modifier, I can't live see it, and I'm not really sure how to turn that on. So if you do know how to turn it on, please let me know. That would be amazing. But yeah, so here we go. There we go, we're going to get in one go, and we are just going to kind of create a lollipop. So we're going to do shift space, and that will allow us to change the modes to eraser. And come back to draw, shift space again. Alright, and what we're going to do here is really kind of make this into a, you can kind of customize this however you want. This is the kind of lollipop look that I'm going for. Nice, we do F to change, hold F to change the brush size, and hopefully it plays well, and it is not doing that, stuff like that. So we're going to go to edit mode, and then sometimes you have to individually come in here, so you'll shift and then middle mouse button click to pan, and then we'll get that point, we'll hit X to delete the points, and then we will come back over here. We'll change it to sculpt mode. So then we'll grab this, hit G, we'll drag it across in edit mode, make sure you're on the point, and then G, and then there you go. Alright, and then we'll just kind of clean up this line a little bit. As you can see, there's like a duplicate going on here, so we'll just hit X to delete, and we'll do the points, X again for the points, and then on this one we just want to grab it and just kind of eyeball it. Honestly, no one's going to notice it but us, but yeah, and there you go. So now we have just the lollipop. This layer right here, the stroke layer, we're going to create another one, and we are going to animate pretty much only in that, so that has a good clean base. So we're going to do on 2s. We'll do actually on the 6th one. We're just going to create keyframes, and I just kind of eyeball it here, so we'll come down here and drag it. Make sure you're on the grease pencil timeline. Come here to 6. And then we're going to just draw a circle. I'm actually going to, on the stabilize, we're going to turn it down so I can get more of it. Sorry, before you do that, come in here to your modifiers, and then we want to apply the mirror modifier. Switch to object mode first, save, and then apply. And then that should get rid of that. And now that we're in here on the 6th line, we want to make sure that we are in this layer, and come back to draw. Draw a circle. 1, 2, and then on this one, we can draw another circle. 1, 2, one more circle. This will be the final resting place. And then, so if we can kind of see what's going on here, we're kind of simulating that the lollipop is rotating around. All right, and then. On the second one, or on the second frame that you animated, we're just going to draw the other eye. Make sure you're on the right keyframe so you don't accidentally draw the wrong thing. And you'll know that you created a new keyframe if it completely disappears like this. So now you create a new keyframe. So we'll kind of come over here, and we'll draw another one, and try to be as straight as possible. Try to keep that size, the proportions and stuff. So before we draw that one, actually I want to kind of space it out a little. Always Control Z. Control Z is definitely going to be your friend. Alright, and that would be the final resting place. Alright, we'll just kind of play it back here. So cool. So now that we did that, So like the font over, so it looks like it's rotating. So once it gets here, we don't want it to disappear, so we will do Control D on the GP layer. Let me double check what's going on here. Let me see, so right here it disappears, so we'll delete that. Alright, so make sure you're on the right layer. So this is the GP layer and this is the eyes layer, so just to make it easier, we'll just say eyes. We'll rename it to eyes. We'll rechange this to animate. So animate layer. And we're also going to add a mouth. That's what I forgot to do. So about right here, the mouth is going to be the middle part. So the mouth is going to come in like right here. Just kind of eyeball it here. And then we are just going to kind of fake animate this. So we will duplicate this, eyeball it. After it has stopped, we're going to come right here. Since we duplicate it, we're not going to have to redraw everything. And then we will just kind of slowly make everything larger. We'll duplicate the best one. So we're just going off syllables, so we'll kind of stretch it out. Duplicate the other one. Suck, 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 suck. Okay, let me see. You suck. So this is going to be a little bit back here. Okay, so there we go right here. And since I'm not going to like add a voice into it, after we do that, we are going to create another keyframe. We're going to copy it and we're going to make one of the eyes wink. So we would shift space and we would just erase one of these. Or actually just select all of it, then delete the points, and you can kind of see that there's a million ways to do something. So yeah, we're going to delete the points, and now we are going to just draw a little winky face. But make sure you're on the right keyframe. So drag it out, X to delete points. And then we are going to draw a winky face. And we're copy, control, Shift D to duplicate the last keyframe. And there you go. So spin around, you suck. Cool. Spin around, you suck. Cool wink. Alright, and now what I like to do is kind of go back and add color. And noise modifier. So let's add the noise modifier first. It's actually extremely simple way to do it. So what we're going to do is go over here to the modifiers. We're going to do add right here, bam, noise. So you got to kind of be careful here because you can see it's kind of like super jaggedy. But in order to edit this, we're going to come over here and we're going to lower the position. And then we're just going to kind of lower the position, make it really, really low to give it kind of like that hand-drawn look, and so it keeps people's eyes on it, right? Alright, so let's watch it again. You suck. And most of the time you're just replaying animations. Alright, and you know, just for fun, let's add some color. So on the fills layer, so back in this like green section, to go to the fills, and then what you want to do is select the draw button again, and in the materials, we have all these preset materials. So we just want to make a new material, create a new material. We'll take away the stroke. We'll come down here to fill. On the solid part, we're going to raise up this HSV, so that's the value, so we'll brighten it up. We're going to make a red lollipop. Actually, let's make it green. You make it whatever color you want. That's the fun part. Not to Bob Ross you, but yeah. Anyways, so then we'll just kind of slowly draw around it, and you can actually just use the fill tool, but I personally like to torture myself and just manually draw the fill. So actually, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. So we're gonna fill it. Yay! And if you have clean lines, or at least for the most part like this, this is why it's important to have good like line work. It'll make fill and adding the flat color is a lot easier, right? So what we want to do here is in the layers, we're going to hide the line and the animate layer and just show the fill. And we're going to, in sculpt mode, we're just going to kind of push this up. Then we're going to show the lines again and then hide them. And we're just going to kind of see like where it needs to be adjusted. Show them again, and then cool. There you go. And that's if you have any white space, and then we'll show all of them. Alright, looks good. Now let's give them the eyeball. Now in the end, it's gonna be a little difficult here. Oh yeah, so make sure that the fill layer on the timeline or whatever it's called, that it starts at the beginning. So this keyframe needs to be at the beginning, right? So cool. As it comes around, there you go. So each frame, we want to go ahead and update the colors of the frame. So here we go. So it's just going to be flat green. We just kind of edit this. Let's lock every layer that we're not using, so we don't accidentally like sculpt stuff, to keep it nice and clean. So the first layer actually, we should like sculpt this to have a good base, right? So okay. So anyways, so now we come into here, we need to create a color for the eyes. We'll come over here, create a new material. We'll do add new, same process, fill, and then we will change the color. Don't do pure white, just because it doesn't really look good. I always like a little bit of yellow to make them look like they're shot out. That's just me. I'm kind of sick. Anyways, so then we're coming here to the fill, and then we're just gonna we will shift D, remember, so we don't have to redraw everything, and then we'll fill that, and then we'll come over about every 2 frames, we'll shift D, and then we will go ahead and update the colors. Let me see how I'm going to do this, hold on. Yeah, so and then in the fill, we'll change the material to green, and then we will make it like this. Let me turn off onion skinning on both of these so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, we can probably just draw this, and sometimes you have to manually draw it. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, then we'll shift D. So whenever it moves, so yeah, it's going to move right here, and then we'll just kind of do this, draw it over it. And, you know, there's always a million ways to do something, so don't ever think that you're stuck in a box. Yeah, and then we're just going to kind of fill this, and see, since I manually draw it, it kind of messes up the fill, so just be like really aware of that, right? So here we go. Alright, so there's a problem. As you can see, it animates a little, but that's okay. We will just shift the keyframe back, and when it does that, we will animate. Remember to shift D to duplicate the keyframe. Alright, cool. So now if we want to add just like a simple drop shadow, we will create another, actually we'll use the same material, we'll create another layer. And in this layer, we are going to lock the fills layer, and we'll say shadow. Shadow, cool. And then in the blend properties, we'll switch it to multiply, and the opacity I usually do about 25%, so 0.25. Then we'll come over here, and just like we did with the fills, we just want to kind of drag it out here. In my head, I just kind of think like, oh, the light's coming from like up top or something, so I just draw like a really general kind of like shadow, like a top light or something. This is probably a very good example of what it should look like. We just need to update the eyes because only the eyes are moving. So make sure you turn off the onion skin so it doesn't mess you up. At least it messes me up. And then we will just draw these. Okay, so, and then this one, we just want to switch to the eraser. Oops. Switch to the eraser, take out the eyes, keep everything else. Okay, cool. Now this is introduced. Now we did just see a problem. The fill did not update in time, so we're gonna grab this, drag it up really quick. I'm gonna come over here to the fills, fix that problem that I just saw. It's unlocked, so I'm in the fills right now. Alright, so you see how the fills right here are not updated. it's an easy fix. We'll come to the next keyframe and we'll just drag it back. Okay, so now that we fixed it, we're gonna relock the fills, go back to the shadows, unlock the shadow. And then we want to, just copy this over. Let me see, right when we see there we go. Cool. Alright, so let's look at the final product. Play. And there you go. So yeah, I hope this video helped you learn some more grease pencil. It's a little slowed down, so hopefully it's not so fast like my other speedy tutorials. If you want me to go over anything in particular, I would love to cover it. Let me know. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if this was helpful to you, and I will see you in the next video. Make sure to send this to all your friends so they know that they suck. Alright, bye.